Yeah, people, out for a bit of a early morning forage today after the rain. Going to check out what's around the local area. Here you can see we've got some Lance plantain, some Remex, docksweed, and this is just a runoff drain from the local oval. So I'm going to head down this track and see what native bush tucker we can find. Sorry if it's a bit shaky. You can see, oh look, people love to dump their fucking shit here. This is a favourite tree of mine. This is a native cherry, Exocarpus. It's for us foraging the other day. There's plenty on it. There's a little bugger. And these have the seed on the outside, just there. Usually wait until they're really bright red. They can be a little astringent. Oh look, here's a few bright red ones down here. A little dry on the mouth, but there's a couple. Yep, these are really easy to identify, especially the type of leaves and the bark, particularly the bark. If I can find a bit. There's the bark. And here's the leaves. If you can see that. This camera doesn't have autofocus. When this tree gets a bit older, the bark gets a little bit like, where is it? Oop, there's more. I mean, you can get a good harvest of these. I mean, I've got 4 good ones already. There's another one. And once you start looking, you start picking, you can end up with quite a handful quickly. I mean, this one here, oh, that's really soft. That's going to be really sweet. Good. Alright, now here you can see some devil's twine, all this thin vine here called devil's twine or black man's twine. That's also got edible berries on it. There's quite a few species of this too. There's no berries on this particular specimen, but we'll find some later on. Now this is not really considered a native bush tucker. This is what they call a mock olive. These have got a stone inside. Here's the leaf here. So yeah, these are quite soft with a stone in the center, just like a normal olive or a G-bung. But yeah, mock olive or fake olive, whatever you want to call it. So once you start looking around, you can start seeing things. Here we've got spiky mat rush. If you pull the center of these out without being too destructive to the whole plant. Right, these white ends here. These white ends here, they're edible. Tastes like green peas. And for everybody's sake, if you don't know what it is, don't go eating it. Here's another small native cherry. plenty more mat rushes around here. We'll have a look up here. Also, another note on foraging in public areas. Be careful of where, you know, bush regeneration crews or the council has been spraying for weeds. You don't want to go eating that. Obviously it's poison, and if it's been a windy day when they're spraying, it will drift onto other things. So I'm very close to the oval edge here. Alright, now I just picked and ate some mat rush, but those leaves are right down in where, you know, it's pretty safe. Other stuff, you know, like the native cherry, we had a lot of rain yesterday, so that's already had a wash. But just be careful of it. Another useful plant that we have here is this Acacia longifolia. I'll see if I can find some better specimens. Here we have a sour currant. None actually on here at the moment. We'll find some better ones later. A lot of mat rush through here. Devil's twine. Pittosporum, yellow pittosporum. Pittosporum undulatum, whatever you call it. Yeah, you can see, you know, you can see all this dead grass here. That the council's obviously had someone spray it. I actually know that it was the local bush regeneration crew. Alright, here's the Acacia longifolia. Now this plant here is very useful in the bush. If you pick the younger leaves, I'll do a demo of this in a minute. Yeah, that should be enough. Alright, now get some water out. Can we see alright? Alright, so this Acacia longifolia, I'm going in the habit of calling it soap water now, for that very reason. This contains saponin. So if you're out in the bush and, you know, you got pine resin stuck to your hands, or, you know, you've been to the toilet and need to wash your hands, you know, before you wash up for a meal, see if you can find some of this stuff. Wait a bit. This contains saponin. Look at that. Straight away we've got a lather. Now, a tip that I got not long ago off Jake Cassar was this is really good to wash your clothes in. If you wash your clothes in this and you go hunting, well, it smells like freshly mown lawn. So, you know, animals aren't going to pick up your human scent. So this is a really good tree to learn and know where to spot. You know, grows in urban areas, just like where I am. When you wash your hands, it's like, it's great, perfect. Thanks, Jake. Alright, so I head down into the bush here. Now here's another handy little plant to know. This grass here, it's one of my favourite grasses. I use this for a couple of things. These dead fronds here make excellent tinder bundles. You know, it works out to be very fibrous. And I use that all the time when I'm firelighting, whether it's bow and drill, or, you know, flint and steel. It's also a bush food. So what you can do with this, it's actually related to the sugarcane. If you dig up the roots, you'll notice it's got little nodules on it, the same as sugarcane. It's in sections, kind of like bamboo. And all you do is you dig up the roots and you just chew on them, and you'll get a slight sugary hit. Like after rain is best, when the roots will be a little bit more plump, but in dry conditions they can be pretty dry. Mainly Aboriginals would dig it up, give the kids a handful, give them a bit of a sugar hit, and they go off and play. I'll dig some up. Now mind you that this can destroy the plant, so we'll just take an individual. Now it's not that easy to dig it up in this soil. No, they just break off instead of pulling the roots up. I'll try somewhere else. But bladed grass, you'll remember it. If you run your hand along it, on each blade, I'll find it, on each blade you'll feel, going back down towards the rootstock, you'll feel that on each edge of the blade of grass, there is serrations. And it grows pretty wild. I mean, this is a pretty good clump. So that's about half a dozen, and I haven't even gone 100 meters from the start of the reserve here. So once you start looking at native plants and you find their uses, I mean, usually I'm self-educated with this sort of stuff, so I'll go out and I'll take photos of stuff. I'll go home and, you know, I might ask on a forum, or, you know, post it up on Facebook and ask people, do you know what this is? And then I'll find out. And then once you find out, you'll start finding uses for that plant that, you know, could help you in a situation just like that Acacia longifolia. You got sticky hands, you might be next to a creek, so there's plenty of water supply to wash your hands. I mean, you only need half a mouthful of water to get the sap in and out once you start crushing it and rubbing it, working it between your hands. So here we've got a lot more Pittosporum. This is not really edible, it's very astringent, but it was documented to be, you know, eaten by Aboriginals. You know. Alright, I've got a little tip here for those of you who like to film yourself out in the bush and have a little bit of difficulty doing it one-handed. Here's a tip, I'll show you what I do. Alright, now what I've done is I've cut myself a stick that's a good length. I'll leave a V on the end, that way I can prop that against my leg like this, right, and that helps steady it. Right, and then what I do, I've got my little roll of tape, and I've got my little mini tripod, micro tripod. Now what I do is I'll stick that onto the camera, like so. Obviously I can't show you a picture of that. And then what I do is I put the oh, actually I can show you. Hang on. Probably easier to do it this way. Now what I do is I find myself a stick, and see, I've got the three legs here of the tripod that actually, it's good to find a stick that's almost the same size as the legs of the width of the tripod, right? And then all I do, give me a sec, get your electrical tape, bind that on tightly so it's not wobbling around. And then you have pretty steady. Then we just screw our tripod on. There we go. We can balance that on there and we're right to go. Cool. It's one of my favourite little trails. This is a trail where not long ago I actually found some bioluminescent mushrooms growing. The first ever I had found. They glow green in the dark. So I actually run a page called Australian Wild Mushroom Hunters on Facebook, and I posted up there, and one of our generous members said to me, go back at night and see if they glow. So I came back about an hour later, and yep, they were glowing green. The first ever find. It was awesome. But this is a nice little trail. Lots of birds around here, as you can hear. There's a creek down to my right. Down in here. Got a lot of lorikeets, a lot of finches, noisy miners, ravens, cockies, all sorts of stuff. Oh, there we go. Now, here's a bit of devil's twine. Fruit. Not the best tasting thing, but they taste alright. This grows all through here. Now here, what have we got here? This looks like a flat leaf G-bung, but I'm not sure. I don't think so. Looks a little different. Might be one of those, I don't know. Take a photo and find out later. I think this was one of those mock olives though. Going by the look of the leaf. There's no fruit on it. There's a big clump of devil's twine that's dead. You can see why they call it devil's twine or blackfellas twine. You know, it's pretty strong when it's green, but when it's dead it's very brittle. What else can we find here? Actually, I see something up here. Am I correct? Yeah. This looks like native sarsaparilla. First test, crush it. Crush it, first test, smell it. Yep, that's native sarsaparilla. This actually gives you a really good energy hit. If you're yeah, don't like the taste of it though. If you're feeling a bit run down or something like that, hang on, gotta clean the lens. If you're feeling tired or a bit run down, ooh, look what I just found, G-bung. Yeah. You can find some of that. I'll give you another look at it. Hang on. Sorry about that. Back up here. Native sarsaparilla. Where is it? Yeah. This is the plant here. You got one main vein and two veins running up the leaf. Sorry, camera doesn't autofocus. Right. 3 longitudinal veins running up the leaf. You can probably see them better from the back. Grows on a vine. Okay, carry on. And here's my favourite fruit of all. Oh, it's even got a little bug. Oh, look. Yeah, here's your 5 minutes of fame, mate. Damn, camera doesn't autofocus. I'll have to get a new camera. Anyway, this is the pine leaf G-bung. Pessinia pinifolia. Some shit like that. Now, you don't eat these straight off the tree. You wait until they fall on the ground. And, oh, there's one. Look. You wait till they fall on the ground. They're a little bit soft. That one's a little bit hard. That could have fallen off last night in the rain. Now, with these, you see they have a little top knot, or a little whatever you call it. Yeah. The skin is very dry and astringent if they're not ripe. We've got a couple of ravens, a couple of crows. These have a stone in the middle, so beware, don't just chomp straight into it. And again, if you don't know what it is, don't eat it. There's another one of those. Oh, actually, that's what that other tree could be. Could be a giant mock olive. Looks the same. Alright, we're coming up to something special up here. Hope it's still here. I spotted it last Thursday. They don't last very long, so I'm going to go and have a look to see if she's still there. Hopefully the flies haven't got to it yet. Damn it. Somebody's knocked it off. What I was looking for, last Thursday I came for a walk. I've already posted on Facebook. I found this really big bolete mushroom sitting right there. Can't see it anywhere else. Somebody's probably picked it up and kicked the shit out of it, not knowing that it's probably edible. I just posted this morning on Facebook asking what it was, and I can't remember the scientific name. Philobus mariatus or some shit, I don't know. I'm not one for scientific names, I've got a bad memory. But native animals won't eat it. People won't usually pick mushrooms unless they're going to either one, destroy it, or two, they know what they're picking and they're going to eat it. But I can't see it anywhere here. It was really big. It was, you know, good saucer plate size. Anyway, oh, nice young sour currant bush here. Nothing on it yet. We'll continue down this track. Here's an invasive weed, this yellow one. Now, I know this is an invasive weed and it's very harmful to animals. So, any that I find I pull out. Now you can recognise this is called fireweed, and you will remember it if you count the petals. It's bad luck for animals. They say 13 is the number of bad luck. This has 13 petals. So, I always pull them out whenever I see them. Been known to damage cattle's livers, kill dogs. Terrible bloody invasive weed. Oh, look at this. Massive clump of devil's twine, or blackfellas twine. Got any berries? A few little ones. Not too many. There's a couple in here, you can see. Definitely need a camera with autofocus. Now here's a lot of Acacia pinifolia. Acacia pinifolia. Acacia longifolia. Long as in long leaf wattle. There's a nice clump of sour currant. I know they're not flowering yet, so I'm not going to bother. Some cookers up here. This is what I call fungi corner, because I always find fungi here. Straight after rain, come down here, I can find at least 5 different types of fungi. Usually in this leaf litter here, there's the remnants of one. That's a Bolete. Polypore. There's another one just in here. These are pretty rotten. They've been here for more than a week. I know, because I came down last Thursday and had a look at them. Usually over on this corner I find a few too. Just in here. That's where they usually are. But I also find other stuff around here. There's plenty of devil's twine, mat rush, sour currant. Actually, sorry, that's it's not sour currant. That's she oak, Casuarina. Blady grass. So once you start picking out things that you know, you just see them everywhere, and you can actually relate other species to them. Sun's coming out. Had a big storm come through southwestern Sydney yesterday and pass over Sydney. I don't think it impressed a lot of people, but the bush bloody loves it. This is right on the edge of the back of people's houses, so there's a mix of people dumping their garden waste, invasive weeds, bush tucker, useful medicinal plants, and like this thing here. This is a bloody pest, invasive fucking weed. You gotta watch when you pull these out. Each one of these that drops off could sprout a new plant, and that could have been what happened here. Somebody's probably walked through, started whacking them all with a bloody stick, and spread them around, not knowing. Hey, ain't no laughing matter, boys. So you can see it's all been through here. We've got geranium, a couple of different types of geranium in here. You can eat geraniums if you like the taste, the smell. There's a lot in here. I think a lot of this has probably been poisoned, considering it's dead. It should be flourishing at the moment, like some clumps. But I'll get out of here and head down the creek a bit more. It's one of my favourite spots to come and find slippery jacks or other Boletes mushrooms under this pine tree here. There's a big clump of devil's twine. This is the back of the houses, obviously. There's a Asian plum tree, la croix, however you pronounce it. A couple of dead wattles, a couple of G-bungs down in there, a bit of lantana. Well, there you go. There's a bush food that people don't consider. It's usually called an invasive lantana, but I've been using it since I was a kid. Show you how I use it. Alright, so we've got these flowers, which they might be a bit past their prime. What I usually do is pick them from the top, squeeze them out. You can see the nectar coming out the bottom. Tasty. You make sure you squeeze it, otherwise you've got to suck forever. That's a good pleasant sugar hit. There's a couple of different species here. We've got the pink one, we've got a yellow one, we've got an orangey yellow one here, which has got really big flowers. Pick it like that, pull it up, squeeze. No, that's really dry. Pretty much a lot of the same plants around here. Got to remember things are sprayed around this track. I know because I've seen the bush regeneration crew down here of late, and I know that they've sprayed because their spray has a colorant like green paint. They can see where they have sprayed. Oh, nice little bird. What's that? Oh, pretty. Very pretty. You can see there's a couple little tracks off here that they don't really go anywhere. They just kind of navigate around. People go in there and have a look around. Pretty much what I do. Now, this is a good sand trap for tracking. And I know we had rain yesterday. You can see the rain droplets still on here. One motorbike's come through. A dog's come through. Maybe two dogs. This is where the bush crew has been working. Through here, clear a fire break from the native bushland here to the back of the houses, and it's about bloody time. Here's another little weed that I've known and used since I was a kid. I just discovered this, you know, I didn't. Alright, sorry, I just had to change a memory card. Here's another weed that I discovered when I was a kid that I only recently found out. It is a pretty handy little plant. Now this, I can't remember the name of it at the moment, but when I was a kid I used to grab handfuls of these, throw them in my gob and spit them at my sister. But these days, if you're lacking in hydration, you grab a handful of these, crunch on them, suck the moisture from them. Yeah, really sweet. That's what I used to do with my sister. But when they were whole, I didn't crush them up. Just spit out the husk. They're really soft. So yeah, these are great. These are great. Alright, we'll continue on. Come over a bit overcast now. Walking down near the creek here. It's really nice down this area. Still plenty of wild edibles around here. This is a stormwater creek, so I don't really go eating from the creek bank unless it's a leafy thing that I know has been washed pretty well, but roots and stuff like that I won't touch. Plus this track probably gets sprayed by the bush crew. And I have found some odd wild edibles in this creek up here. Things like celery. It's a nice little shelter here from the rain. Used that before. I got a bit of rain last night, as I've said. So the creek's got a bit of water in it now. So it's down here. There's a Remix. There used to be a celery down there. It's probably covered with all the leaves now. You can see where it's all washed through. Got a fair bit of rain. Come over the top of this last night as well. So we've had a good 2 foot rush down here, easy. 2-3 feet. Get up and over this. Now we'll head up the hill. Now I know there's some nice wild edibles up here. That's where I'm going to show you and continue. Here's a nice flat leaf G-bung. You can see it's got a few fruit on it here. Not many on the ground. Oh, what's that? I thought it was a cranesbill. A lot of G-bung around here, a lot of sour currant. It's great. But we also have rabbits, Xanthuria, black boys. These black boys here, you can eat black boy. Now these aren't very big specimens, but the bigger they are the better. What you do is you just pull out a few of these leaves here. Just brush them off a bit. These white ends here, they're tasty. Just crunch them down. Suck on the starchy ends. Again, know what you're picking before you eat it. Carry on. Ooh. Now, if that spike was a bit straighter, you can see it's very brittle, but it's not very straight. If it was straight, I'd be using that for fire lighting, hand drill, or a spindle for the bow and drill. Always on the lookout for good ones. There's not a lot of big ones around this area. They're mainly that size. But when they're that size and they're very hard, they're very good for fire lighting. I might just cut through here and go down this way. It's actually really good for animal tracking right now because we've had that rain. The leaves are nice and well, kind of been soaked. There's a game trail right here. Straight through there, up and over the log, down into the bush. You can see where it goes under or over the logs from across the main track. They're rabbits, I know because I've seen them here. So we'll stick to the game tray, and you can see it's flattened down. It's very flat. And then it kind of stops here and tapers off a little bit, goes in under this way. But I think I'll cut off here. Now this is a massive clump of devil's twine, covering nearly every tree here. Very plentiful. Here's a small mulberry tree. You can tell by the shape of the leaves and the colour of the bark. That's probably just a couple of years old. You can see it's been cut off down at the bottom here. It's regrown. Probably cut off by the council slasher. Black fella torn in there. Alright, here we've got some purple clover. Clover's edible. This grass here is what's it called? Here's a common sow thistle. That's edible. The younger leaves are nicest. A little astringent. Not bad, but don't mind it. Now here, got a lot of goodies. Now this is the local creek. This is stormwater runoff. I'll be a bit wet going through there. I think I'll walk around. But here you can see that they've poisoned all the blackberries. Except for that one. Got a lot of red, purple clover, I mean. Looks beautiful. Great spot for it. Now here we've got Scotch thistles. They're edible. The centre of these tastes like a little bit like celery. Plenty of thistles. There's some wild dillweed. Oh, that smells unreal. That's good. That's good for seafood. Alright, so what I want here, you can see, look, ooh, bird in there. Probably getting a drink. And we've had a bit of rain through here in the last day or so. A lot of wash down crap. Now here we've got some bulrush. Now this is nice. Bulrush is good. There's a nice one there. I like to get the plants on the outer edge, that way they're not too bad. I'll just grab the small one here. Right, so here we've got the bulrush, also known as cattail or kumbungi or whatever you want to call it. I like to call it bushrush, bulrush, the Aussie name. So all we do is we cut out these outer parts, tear those off. Sorry about the wobble on the camera. Alright, so you've got this inner part here. I'll just cut that off there. Right, so this is the bulrush. Pretty protected down there in amongst all that stuff, and it's really nice. I love it. Try not to collect it from a place it'll gather heavy metals or stagnant water. So this tree's been attacked by cockies. See where they've broken it all open. I presume it's cockies. They're powerful beak. They get in here and tear it all apart. Get the little grubs and stuff out of the... What's his... could even be done by other parrots. King parrots. Oh, I'm not sure. But I'm going to get away from this barking dog. Alright, you can see on the top there we've got the vine growing over the top of these acacias and native trees. That's passion fruit. Also we've got a bit of lime tartana in there under it. Now, Tropaeolum versicolor. That's what this here is. Also known as turkey tail fungus, with another type of fungus on top of it. That's fairly old, soft, getting rotten. Oh, looks like we've got another drain or something coming out of here. People's rubbish. I'm going to head over through the bush here. Alright, here's another wild edible. I always forget the bloody name of this. Flowers are edible. Real peppery. That's tasty. I'll go for a walk in here and see what we can find. Plenty of wattle seeds on these young ones here. They're thriving in here. Head up this way. Alright, here we have a sour currant. It's not really ready yet. The fruit is still very small. But we'll go for a walk down here behind these houses and have a look at the other ones. Yeah, I think they're a bit larger. Sour currants. So I think we've covered, you know, a fair few common native plants here. Yeah, these ones are a little bit bigger. Not much, still got a bit to grow before they're ready to eat. Check out this huge bush just here. This is great, this one. Then got a wattle, lots of seed. Alright, so you can see these ones. Still not very big. It's funny, I was up the Central Coast a few weeks ago and they're all flowering, they're all coming to fruit up there. But I think because we have a bit more frost down here, but then again, in saying that, Southern Highlands fruit has come on too, so... Yeah, I was looking forward to eating some of them. Oh well, we'll continue on, see what we've got around. This is just suburbia now. Back out of the creek a little way. See all the daisies and stuff invading. Look, we got some early season mulberries. Tasty. No, I'm not leaving any for the birds. These are too good. Maybe I'll leave a few on there for the birds. Right, so here we've got some feral grapes. Hello boys. Yeah. This sour currant here is a little bit more advanced in the growing with the fruit. See, it's got multiples on it. This is great. I'll be coming back here in a few weeks and gorging myself stupid on sour shit. There's so many of these sour currants along here. I've been walking through here for quite a while until I started studying bush tucker, which was only recently, the last couple of years. Yeah, the diversity through here, it's a little limited because this is only a very narrow area around the creek, but there's still quite an abundance. Or here, look, all this is native cherry all the way up for another 30-40 meters. Sorry, not native cherry, sour currant. Plus you've got native cherries in amongst it, mainly up a little bit further. I mean, I'm slowly getting to know this bush very well because I walk it a lot and I go through different sections of it in different times. And I don't just limit it to spring or summer. I come in here in winter, autumn, any time of the year. You know, a lot of people do dump their garden waste out the back here, but sometimes their throwaways are my gain because sometimes it's nice fruit wood or something. You could make a nice knife handle or something like that. But I'm mainly interested in the diversity of plants. We've got a bottle brush here. Now this, when it's nice, you can actually you can use it for firelighting at this stage. You can suck the nectar out of them for a sweet top up. We got acacias and more sour currant here. Actually, I'll just check this gum for a sec. There's a video I want to do on a gum. This is the one. See the way that leaf broke with all that gum? See that clear gum? That's handy. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, you're probably wondering what I'm doing with it. Alright, well, there's a little trick. You find that particular gum tree with that gum, and I'll do another video later of how I do it properly, but you heard the whistle. That's basically my bush whistle for a fox. Alright, so we'll continue down here. Hello, Mr. Currawong. What are you eating? Getting the feet of ants. Eh? Getting the feet of ants. I'm not the only one down here for tucker. Pretty sure the council doesn't spray this area, but we've got bracken fern down here. And we've got bananas. I have picked bananas off this before. There's also a source of water in there. If you cut off that banana tree, you can make a little well in the bottom of the trunk and get yourself a sweet drink. Although it might be a little bit astringent, dry your teeth out, make your lips stick together. But yeah, there's quite a lot around here. Plenty of grevilleas there, sweet. Here's some bigger mulberries. These are a good size. Look at that. Straight in the gob. That one. That's a nice juicy one. These are all the ones the birds can't get to. They can't see them. They can't perch on anything to get them. I may be a little late, but I still get a few. Well, this spot here, this is the spot I used to collect. It used to go all the way from over there across to here. Got a bit of a drain run out here from the back of suburbia. But this used to be all brambles, all the blackberries and that. I used to collect these all summer, or at the end of summer mostly. But the council come along and sprayed them and they bulldozed all the rest of it here. So there goes my blackberry supply. Alright, thanks for coming for a walk. Alright, thanks for coming for a walk with me and checking out my local area. As you can see, there's a lot of bush food here. And again, don't go eating what you don't know. Make sure you research 110% before you start scoffing. But, you know, you can hear there's plenty of bird life down here, there's plenty of wildlife, and I just hope it stays this way. Thanks for watching.